Yeah, we need that.
And Craig, you take it away, please.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, District Governor Rudy, or past District Governor Rudy, and everybody else. I am looking forward to giving you kind of my side of what membership is all about, and it's a little bit of what I did pre-COVID, and a little bit of what we're doing with COVID right now. So, if you give me the ability to share,
you have it.
I have that ability, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that on the, so you guys can see that, but you can't see me, so, or I can't see you. Hold on 1 second. So
you should be able to click on share screen. If you have your PowerPoint up on your
I'm
desktop,
not, oh,
it
there,
should be able
right,
to share.
I got it now. Yep, there we go. Okay. Perfect. Bring us down a little bit. All right, everybody see that?
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, so this is kind of my idea, what we're looking at right now for 21-22. A little bit about myself. I've been a Rotarian now since January of 2013. Prior to that, I was coaching, basketball and baseball and doing a lot of youth sports and so forth. Once that ended and my kids went off to college, my wife tried to find something for me to do, basically get me, if you will, kick me out of the office. And I have a mother-in-law that is very heavily involved with Rotary. She's a past president of the Rotary Club of Carlsbad, for those of you that have dealt with the San Diego district. So Yvonne Murchison Finnicaro, if anybody here knows who she is, she's the one that kind of got me into Rotary. So I'm very happy that she did that. Now, because I have a lot of seasoned Rotarians, my next slide here with Birth of Rotary, obviously everybody knows that Paula Harris helped get everything started. The very first Rotary Club was formed when Paula Harris called together a meeting of 3 business acquaintances in downtown Chicago. Basically, they had the meeting at Gus Lohr's office, and that was back in February of 1905. Currently, club members worldwide, this was as of the first quarter, or actually for us, this would be the third quarter, but as of March 31st, 2021, there are still over 35,000 clubs with just under 1.2 million members worldwide. That represents a growth of just over 17,000 members since our July 1st start. And it's still about 24,000 below the same period from last year. So we still have a little bit of work to do, as you guys know. Okay, so we are part of the Big West. And the Big West basically incorporates the Zone 26 and Zone 27. We are Zone 26, and here in Zone 26, there are 16 districts under the Zone 26 umbrella. For those that don't know, if you can see my cursor right in this range, we're right here at 5330, and Zone 27 is up above. Zone 26 goes all the way out in New Mexico, portions of Texas, into Colorado, Arizona, and so forth. Okay, as you guys know, we have 62 clubs in our district. As of yesterday, we have 1,954 members, which was a small increase so far since July 1st of 8 members. A lot of that is attributed to the fact that we have a new club, and then past District Governor Rudy and his club have seen really good gains this year. One thing I added into the slide right here, Rudy, that I was talking to you about is interesting to me. As of today, we have about 36.44, just under 37% of our membership is made up of women. And I think that Rudy told me today that his club is just over 50% now. I do know that for me, we are the Rotary Club of Temecula, the Noon Club. As of, and I haven't looked at this in a couple months, but a couple months ago, we were at about 43% women. So what can we do to improve our numbers? Well, obviously, improving our retention is very important. So, for us right now, the best way to take a look at that is review your club's historical and existing membership retention percentages. And that could be done by going to Rotary Club Central's reports page under club reports and choose the member viability and growth report. For those that are new to this and then that need a little bit of help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm open book. You can call me on my cell. You can shoot me an email, what have you. Once you do that, determine when members leave your club, run the membership termination profile report, etc. One thing I tell you guys about this, and I think it's going to be on the next page, but we all know that when we lose members, it's because it's lack of engagement. Whether or not the member is engaged or whether the club is engaged with that particular member. So generating strategies for keeping members. Once you've reviewed their member viability and growth membership termination profile reports, discuss the results with your team. Your team could be your membership team. It could be your entire club, depending on the size of your actual club. That's obviously gonna vary. Develop an action plan. For me, it's coming down to engagement. And number 5, I added this on to the slides. Hybrid meetings. I can tell you guys that many of us that have started to meet live now have incorporated hybrid as well. So today was the second live meeting that we had for the Rotary Club of Temecula. We're still working out all the kinks as far as the hybrid goes. I know that last week we had about 50 of us at the Bolero Winery, and there were 14 people online. And the people that were online, even though we had a nice camera, we were doing our best to move the camera around the room. We were having issues with sound quality and so forth. So there are a lot of different things for us to work on. But going back to the hybrid meetings, this is going to help with engagement. And I think that sitting in on so many different zone meetings, Zoom meetings, etc., hybrid is here to stay. I truly believe that. Okay, so diversifying your club. That's going to be probably one of the most important things that we do here over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years. Discuss the benefits of having a diverse membership. Discuss the benefits of diversity with your club. We all know that. And, one thing that we can do is the reason why I brought up the differences between, our female or male membership and so forth right now. I can tell you that with the Rotary Club of Temecula, our last 3 we're in our first presidential female club president right now. She's doing a fantastic job. When I say first of 3 in a row. Okay. And so when you can come up with a club that has 101 members, and the fact that we have 3 female members going back to back to back, that tells you a lot about where we're at club wise. And if we're at 3 presidents in a row that are women, that means that women are doing a lot of the work. And I'm not going to lie, as a male member that does a lot for our club, I can tell you that there's not too many guys like me that are out there getting dirty at this point. And that's something I want to make sure that our club works on. And I want to continue what we're doing with our club. So gender, age, ethnic makeup. I highlighted those. If I'm in an area of the country, or I'll pick on the desert or something. If I'm in an area that is high Hispanic and I'm sitting in on a club meeting and the majority of the club is older white males, there's some changes that we need to do. If we want to continue to grow Rotary, we need to reach out and make those changes. As far as the age factor goes, we all know that Rotary is getting older. I think that, With our club, we're doing our best to try to recruit to some of the younger members. We're trying to get Rotaract more involved and hopefully take them from being Rotaract members to Rotarians here in the near future. All right, so obviously discuss your findings with your team, with diversifying your club. I mean, that's a no-brainer, whether it's a team or your entire club or what have you. Report the results and discuss their implications. Obviously, we know the implications. I just kind of went over it. I mean, if we have a diversified area that we live in, and we're not seeing in our clubs, we're not going to see that same growth that we need to see here in the future.
Damn that.
So finding new club members. This is interesting. So ask members to complete the identifying prospect members worksheet. That's kind of old school stuff. Make an action plan. Invite prospective members to a club event. Obviously, that slowed down a little bit last year, this past year because of COVID. You know, and not everybody likes the Zoom atmosphere. It's a little less formal, a little more difficult to really get to know people. So, you know, the fact that we're live again and we can really get to know our members, I'm looking forward to seeing what the growth potential is going to be here in our district over the next 12 months. Follow through, contact guests and report their potential interest in joining the club, staying on top. And me as membership director for the district, as I see potential members coming through Club Central, what I'm doing, for example, let's say that I get a potential member for San Bernardino. I will look at the areas of San Bernardino, what clubs are in that area, and then I send out an email to the potential prospect, as well as the potential clubs in that area. And then I blind copy our district governor line. And then I've done my best to follow up at least once on top of that. And that's something I can do to improve is do a better job. You know, if I don't hear from them via email, is maybe, you know, a simple phone call. And I'm hoping that the presidents that I send everything out to are doing the same. Keep worksheets, compile lists for future recruiting efforts. That's old school. That still works. Go to the Rotary Club admin area to track membership leads. That's coming from me, but the membership directors could do that as well. And then, you know, my biggest deal right now that works really well with our club, and I have it highlighted, is social media. You know, especially during COVID when we were doing so many things in the community for that 3 or 4 month period when things were really tough, we shared just about everything we were doing. And that's during Christmas time and the holidays and so forth. So I would basically, everybody should have a strong social media presence.
7 people on.
So for me, what is your passion? You know, there's several ways to serve in Rotary, and whether it be international service, community service, all the way down the line to foundation, vocational, and so forth. You know, find out what your passion is. Once you learn what your passion is, it's easier to help bring in potential members. You know, for me, my passion is community service. I love everything we do within our community here of Temecula, and I do what I can to help out. So with that, practice what you preach. As a membership director, or, you know, since we have a lot of people on here that aren't necessarily membership directors, but it's your responsibility, it's our responsibility, not only help with club's retention and membership growth, but in my opinion, it's vital that we communicate with other committees within the club to keep a pulse on membership. So by that, I mean, for example, with our club, you know, we have over 100 members. It's a little tougher if somebody over here is doing a lot with, for example, the military committee and community services, but they're not showing up to meetings all the time, but they're still doing a lot of stuff in the background. You know, let's make sure that everybody's going to still stay engaged and we're not going to lose them out the back door. That's important. And it's important to have plenty of members within your club that are willing to do that. Praise those members that are engaged with the club and reach out to those members that have been missing in action. That's a no-brainer. Large clubs, small clubs, medium clubs. Send out occasional surveys to your entire membership to determine what's going well and what issues the club needs to address. We did that a lot last year. We haven't been doing it as much this year. I do know we've done a couple in the past, oh gosh, probably the last 6 months, but you know, lots of changes with COVID and so forth. But I do know that that does work and that does open up communication. So, you know, before we roll into questions and comments, I do like to talk about my club because I think a lot of things that we do is what we could see across district wide, and it works. And you know, I'm proud of it, and something that I enjoy as far as the community services side with the Rotary Club of Temecula. Right now, obviously, you guys know we have 62 clubs and just over 1,950 members. We have small, medium, and large clubs, and because we're spread out through Riverside and San Bernardino County, we have different challenges to overcome. So I'm going to share with you guys a handful of things we do with the Rotary Club of Temecula, which I think helps with our retention, helps with our membership potential as far as growth goes and bringing in new members. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and roll right into the different things that we do. So I'm extremely proud of our accomplishments throughout the years for the Rotary Club of Temecula. Like many other clubs, we have several avenues of service. For me, and obviously we didn't get it this year, but youth is right at the top of the banner with community services, most notably RILA, of course. And today I'm going to go ahead and talk about the community services teams and what we've accomplished here in the Temecula Valley. And that's with our homeless outreach team, our military outreach, a senior outreach, holiday boxes, and the community Christmas dinner that we do each and every year. So first thing I'm going to click on to here, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about our military committee. Our military committee is made up of about 15 committee members. We do several things throughout the year. We are very proud to support our local veterans in our community, active duty and retired. With that, we do a baby shower in the box. Example of baby shower in the box is you get a young military, oh gosh, what do they call the numbers when they put it, when it's like a E3 and below? They're not making quite as much money. They start families and so forth. We put together these nice little baby boxes with diapers and all the essentials, baby powder and so forth. That's worth up to about $250. And we go ahead and we have those military families come in and pick them up at our offices. So that's one thing that I'm very proud that we do. In addition to that, you have Turkey and Toys, which is a program we implemented about 6 years ago. We have about 55 military families here locally in the Temecula Valley that are given to us by the military FRO, which is the Family Readiness Officer. And they give us an idea who may need some help in their particular MU, which is the Marine Expeditionary Unit that we are proud to be taking care of at this point. In fact, we adopted the MU, I believe, about 4 years ago. So with that, the 55 families on, it's about 4 days before Christmas, will come out and pick up these boxes that have all the essential foods for during Christmas time, whether it be a ham and turkey, all the goodies and everything else to go along with it. And then we also give them a $50 to a $100 gift certificate to either Walmart or to Target. Oops, a little bit more on the, so I don't know if you guys remember, this is probably 8 months ago when we had the situation in San Clemente where the young Marines drowned, and they were doing a a few things out out in the ocean, and their boat, as it left, they ended up, gosh, there was probably about 8 of them that drowned. That was the Marine Expeditionary Unit that was under our umbrella that we had adopted. So sad day for us. We didn't know the young guys that had passed away, but we knew the leadership team and everything that they were going through. So that was something that our club dealt with 8 months ago. Homeless Outreach, or our Bridge Committee. This building, restoring, initiating, developing, growing, and empowering. We renamed it from Homeless Outreach to Bridge because we not only want to help the homeless here, but we want to help anybody that's having any type of struggles. I think a lot of families that aren't necessarily homeless out on the streets, but they're living with aunts and uncles and grandparents and perhaps even couches of friends' houses and so forth here in the Temecula Valley School District. And we hear about these type of things, and what we do what we can with our club to reach out and help out. In addition, we support the Temecula HOT team. HOT is an acronym for Homeless Outreach Team. Here in Temecula, there were 5. I believe there's up to 8 homeless outreach team officers now, and we do. Here we are giving a check to this gal here, actually retired recently, but a check to the HOT team. And for example, this past month, we gave $1,000 to the police officers that go out and if they find somebody that needs a jacket out on the streets or perhaps some food or what have you, they step up. And a lot of times these police officers were paying out of their own pocket, and so we don't want them to have to do that. So we're helping them out the best we can through the Rotary Club of Temecula. Senior outreach was huge, obviously, during the pandemic. In the past, what we've always done, and our senior outreach committee started off as the Santa for seniors. And how that started is we had 50 or 60 seniors here in the Temecula Valley that we knew that we could try to help out via the Senior Community Center here in Temecula. We got a list of these seniors, and they gave us their wish list of, whether it be socks or jackets or pajamas, shoes, you name it. There were different type of items, and we would go out and purchase those during Christmas time, and we had an actual Santa out there, and we took care of them. This actually ended up taking us into an actual senior outreach committee. And we do a number of things throughout the year when we're normal. We do a Mother's Day tea, a Father's Day event, a Valentine's Day event, Halloween, Christmas, like I said, the Santa for seniors. And then we do these senior yard work days. This young lady that I'm in the picture with is somebody that we took care of. This was in Murrieta. This is behind her mobile home park, and obviously you can see all the trash cans and everything else, and that's something we would try to do at least once a month as a club via our committee, anybody else that wanted to step up. In addition, we did a 101-year-old gentleman. In fact, we're getting ready to do a follow-up next week or within the next couple weeks. Mr. Cable, we did a similar yard work for him. 101 years old, and he's still kicking. In fact, he was 101 when we went out there this past May, so he might be 102 now. The other thing I want to bring out is the senior food box deliveries. I know a lot of clubs were really involved with senior deliveries. Right off the bat, when everything closed down for COVID in March, we immediately contacted the senior center and got a list of seniors in Temecula Valley, including Murrieta. And we went out and we delivered to them. We were delivering 4 days a week for the first 3 months. So from mid-March to mid-June, we were delivering up to 25 seniors a day. And that is not quite, we're not quite doing it that much anymore. We brought it down once a month because a lot of the seniors are doing much better, but we're still keeping an eye on them. So Very proud of that. I'm very proud that we're still doing the senior deliveries to those that are still in need. All right, our holiday boxes is our club's signature event. We get a list of families through the Temecula School District. They give us an idea who is in need. And so during Thanksgiving, this past Thanksgiving, we got a list of about 320 families. And so normally we would deliver, and we still delivered. But this year, because of COVID, if we called the families, and if they can come to the location that we had everything at to pick up, then that was great. For those families that didn't have transportation or couldn't get out, we would deliver to them. So out of the 320 families for deliveries this year, we probably actually physically delivered about 150 of them. 170 were able to come to our location, which is here in the center that my office is at. That's Thanksgiving. Then during Christmas, with those same families, anybody that has small children, which is obviously the majority of them, we get that list. We get a list of what kids are looking for, what they want for Christmas. We try to do our best. Obviously, we weren't going out and fulfilling some of those wishes, which were a little crazy. But if they asked for a bike or anything below that, then we went out and we took care of them. So this year we delivered 425 toys / gift cards, because if we had a 13-year-old or older, they generally got a $40 or $50 gift card. The younger kids would get the gifts, and we fulfilled them. So kind of cool picture. Whoops. Kind of cool picture here. Sharice Manning is our incoming president for 21-22. So I had that on here for last year. Good to see that she's always out there helping out as well. Our one thing we always talk about is getting together with our sister clubs. Whether you're out in the desert or here in the Temecula Valley, one thing that we did here about this was year 6, is that the Mary Phillips Senior Center, and I brought them up a lot because obviously with COVID and so forth, we dealt a lot with the Mary Phillips this year. But that senior center asked us 6 years ago, after the city of Temecula dropped their Christmas program. They didn't drop it, but somebody retired, and our clubs decided to take over. So the noon club, the morning club, the evening club, and the New Generations Club stepped up. And this is 6 years in a row. And last year we fed up to 1,500 Temecula citizens, and they weren't just all homeless. These are people that are maybe lonely on Christmas Day or what. There's different things that come into play. But I can tell you right now that I have had the privilege of taking photos in the Santa Room. For those of you guys that know Mike Norkin. Mike Norkin through Ryla. Mike owns a photography studio. And so he allows me to use a lot of his equipment and everything. And I'll take the photos. And then my buddy Dale, who is here as Santa, and he's a Kiwanian, don't hold that against him, but he's done this for us for the last 6 years. And we've had a blast doing it. So we feed families, and then I see a lot of these kids that come through, and I'll see them from age 2, 3, 4, and this is the last 6 years. So I've seen kids grow up, and it's kind of a cool thing. It's cool that we've done it with the other clubs, and not only that, but we get a lot of the community involved as well. So not only is it Rotarians out there, but there are several other volunteers that step in. This year was different because of COVID. It was a drive-through. Santa Dale was still out there with me. Fortunately on Christmas Day this year, and this is on Christmas Day that we do it, by the way. Fortunately on Christmas Day, it was a very beautiful, 70-degree day, and we set up shop in the parking lot. People picked up their meals, stopped by and took a photo if they wanted to get out of their car real quick, and it was still a success. We still fed a little over 900 Temeculans, so that was kind of a neat deal. So I ask everybody, what can you share with your community? With your community, your Rotary clubs do amazing things. We know that. Sometimes it only stays with our club. I mean, nobody outside our centers of influence has any idea what we've been doing because we don't share things. So I said this last year. I'm going to say this now. Share your accomplishments on social media. Check in while you're doing service projects. I mean, we're all good at Facebook, and you can even do Facebook Live or videotape things and share them later on. Don't be afraid to share and let people know what you're doing. If you haven't done it already, join the chamber, your local chamber of commerce. They like bragging about you too. I can tell you guys right now that the Noon Rotary was fortunate to have the opportunity to possibly be the nonprofit of the year this year. So I know we're up against one of the other Rotary clubs, but we're going to find out in July if we can do it, and that's going to help us out. So invite your friends and business acquaintances to your club meetings. Now that we're opening up again, bring them out there. I mean, that's let them know what you're doing. So, and then lastly, incorporate fun in everything we do. During your 4-way test, we like to end, and I know other clubs do the same thing, but Rotary Club of Temecula likes to end on number 5. Is it fun? I always tell everybody that, if you're having fun and you're enjoying what you're doing, it's a lot easier to go out there and do these service projects and so forth. And not only that, but you guys know the fellowship is part of what keeps us here in Rotary. Fellowship and helping others. And putting those two together, there's nothing better than that. So with that, as I told PDG Rudy, most of my presentation was going to be about community services. And I think that that's what makes the wheel turn for us. So questions,
Yeah, you
comments?
want to do a stop share on your screen there,
Yes, sir.
and we'll open up for some questions and comments, please.
Yep.
We have some questions here. Speak up, raise your hand, or jump on in here with Craig. Hey, Dennis, go ahead, jump in. Unmute yourself, Dennis.
First of all, Dennis Wong, member of the Rotary E Club of World Peace. Before joining this new club in District 5330, I'm from in Connecticut, and I was at a local Rotary Club, and so bring maybe a little different perspective to what you all are doing on the West Coast and from the East Coast. One, what's the average cost of being a member? That's one thing. Question. Then you might just consider it because besides dues, and now that with COVID, there's no meal, so that's one cost that's been eliminated. But also, we've been asked to obviously give money to the foundation and do a lot of different fundraising that even our fundraising events tend to where members also pitch in as well as pitch in with other clubs, and it's almost like trading money with other clubs fundraising. So that's one thing, just the cost. Interesting enough, I sat in a meeting by another district, and they talked about membership. And interesting enough is the fact that the size of the club. Everybody says, grow, grow, grow. But if they mentioned a thing, it's almost like in passing, that some clubs were very satisfied with the size they didn't want to grow. And I can understand that, by the way. Even the club I was in was growing and was doing very, very well. But when we had our strategy meeting, 5-year strategy meeting, the question came up, how big do you want to be? And it wasn't necessarily grow, 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 but we set a limit in a sense that because of who we were and what we want to do, we want to be a certain size. It was pretty good as far as mid-size, but we didn't want to be 100. And I've been to meetings where there were hundreds of people, and it's a just different atmosphere. And so, it was an interesting dynamics in a sense of size of clubs. And the third thing just want to share, I guess, is my thing about relevancy, about meeting people's interests. And as I put in the chat, consider committees based on the areas of focus as opposed to the areas of service. I mean, it's sort of like there's a mobile app, but I think especially for young people, they think about the environment, climate change. They think about water, and now, of course, disease prevention. They think about pandemics. And also there's a whole list of things about peace building, being equity and ethnic race now. I think that. So I just share some of those thoughts as far as in your the peace building or membership strategy in moving ahead. So
Well,
thank
the
you.
first question I'll answer is regarding costs. I mean, it's going to vary throughout the district. I can only talk to you about what's going on here in Temecula because we have 4 different clubs. The morning club, the evening club, for example. Okay, first I'll talk about our club, which is the afternoon club, which is probably the most expensive club, especially now that we're meeting in wine country. Obviously during COVID, Dennis, you're right. We weren't charging for meals. We're back in play now. We are, our meals are about $17.50 a plate. And the way we've always done it, if you show up, great, unless you're rule of 85. If you don't show up, you're still going to be charged. So
We're 240.
if somebody doesn't want to pay that $17.50, that's fine. So we have the morning club where, theirs is breakfast at Journey here in at Pechanga. So they have that opportunity. Then of course the evening club, they only meet twice a month. I believe it's on Tuesdays. And so if you want to go to one of those 3 clubs, you can. And then New Generations, which was initially set up for 40 and under, theirs is in the afternoon as well. And generally where they choose to go eat lunch, Dennis, you don't have to buy if you don't want to. So really there are some options. And that was part of the presentation too. I don't know if I really focused on that when I was talking to you guys, but one thing that I would always tell potential members is that if our club doesn't work out for you, don't give up on Rotary right off the bat. Try the evening or the morning club. Try the New Generations if it's one of your younger Rotarians, and give them that opportunity. I'm trying. What was your second?
I think size.
Oh no, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I don't think a club should be happy with 8 or 10 personally. But I think that if you have a club that's in that 20 on up, and if they're happy with 20 and 20 members could be just as engaged as 100. And when you talk about, for example, our club, it was really important for me, and I helped get our senior committee together. I came in with the military committee, and then I helped with the implementation of the homeless outreach committee, which is now the bridge committee. And that's just to give us a bunch of different options, because not everybody wants to go and do stuff with RILA or with youth. Maybe someone doesn't want to do the seniors and they want to do RILA instead. There are different options within our club, and I would say that everybody needs to do that.
We got Steve Nicholson. Unmute yourself there. You got a question or comment?
Yeah, first and foremost, I wanted to thank him for his presentation. I thought it was absolutely tremendous. And I'm coming into the Marietta Club, been involved with it for quite a few years. And, here's the thing I want you guys to think about. Don't think of membership dues as dues, or as how much does it cost, or what, how expensive is it? Kind of change that verbiage up a little bit. And when I tell new people that want to come in, I tell them it's the investment. what investment are you willing to make? Because at the end of the day, it's not about, how much we charge for lunch or how much we do this or how much we do that. It's really about their commitment to that investment. And at the end of the day, I mean, I think to grow a club, we're at 40 plus members, and we've probably been there for quite some time. But in order to get that next generation of people in there, we're going to have to start doing more things that are going to entice them, like with guest speakers and things like that, that are going to kind of draw those people in. Rudy, does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's good.
Thank you.
Manzor, you got your hand
Thanks,
up there. Unmute yourself, please.
Where is he?
Where'd you go with there?
Yeah, Manzor, go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you, Craig. Great presentation and excellent public image for your club. I admire you and your leadership there. You mentioned earlier, Craig, that Rotary clubs are getting old.
Yes, sir.
And that's not a discovery, which is true. I think one of the areas where we could really make a big difference and double our Rotary clubs is to discuss our family tree, our business tree, our friendship tree. And I learned a long time ago from Governor Barry, his entire family is Rotarians. And I used to use his example in my presentations when I was a governor. And my family, my daughter, my son, his wife, anyone who's related to me is a Rotarian, because when I kick the bucket, I don't want people to say, yeah, they had a guy in their family and now everything's washed out. I think that is where we show the passion for Rotary, and we show our leadership that this really is the best thing we are doing to uplift our lives. And I do it for selfish reason, because I am a better person because I'm a Rotarian. And when Rotary was introduced to me, it just was a new life. And I think that we need to kind of look into our families. Will the Rotary die after we kick the bucket? What about our friendship circle? What about the people we do business with? What about women own businesses? We could go on and on this, but I just wanted to say that the three areas I really capitalize on is the family, friends, and the friendship circle, the business circle.
Spencer, I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't mention it in this presentation because what I did is use a lot of what was from last year pre-COVID into this. Our club, and many of you guys know Kim Keller is a friend of mine and also a past president of our club. She implemented something during her year 4 or 5 years ago, which was kind of what you were saying, Manzor, about a family membership. So we have a husband, wife, and now it's not just husband, wife. It could be boyfriend, girlfriend, or significant other opportunity for membership. And we opened it up this year. We're getting ready to open it up to family as well. So we're going to have the opportunity with the Rotary Club Temecula to have a family membership. You pay your dues. The difference on what we're doing right now is if that family member doesn't show up for lunch, we're not going to ding them again for not showing up. It's just for example, I'm getting ready to add my wife on as soon as Sharice takes over in July. My wife's going to join our club. If Kathy shows up, then we'll pay her lunch. If she doesn't, then I'm just paying my normal lunch. So something to do.
Why don't we jump over to Vicky? Get your hand up there. Unmute yourself, Vicky, please.
I did.
There you
Good
go.
evening, everyone. I forget who was talking about, they have about 20 members in their club, and that's about what we have right now. But what we just did is it'll be effective July 1st. I asked if we could consider doing 2 meetings a month versus the 4 we were doing. and then use the other 2 weeks for committee meetings and, you know, work on that. And I have to tell you that as a result of that and trying to get, because we need to boost our membership, because with many hands like work, right? And we've been doing a whole lot of heavy lifting, and we do have a little bit of an older club. So at this point, we're about 7 to 10 new members as a result of that, who have committed to actually join Rotary. And I'm very excited about that, because I wasn't sure going into this year, because we've been struggling for so long, even pre-COVID. So I'm very excited that we took that the club did vote on that, and that I'm hoping that this is going to really create new energy and excitement about going forward. And so thank you, Craig, too, for your presentation. That's
You're
wonderful.
welcome.
I want to hit one of your meetings one of these days.
We'd love to have you. And we're doing something similar. We did, so our fourth, starting next month, our fourth Wednesday, we're going to take off to make that a committee week, if you will. So all those different committees give us that opportunity. Then if there's a fifth Wednesday, since we do meet on Wednesdays, we're reaching out to Murrieta, Elsinore, and the other Temecula clubs to see if we can all do a get together during that week. So
Don't forget Menifee. Menifee.
We'll reach out to you as well, Vicki.
Fourth
Yes.
largest, fastest growing city in the state. Okay.
I know. I'm right here in the 215-15 split where my office is. So yes. All right, Rudy.
Okay, Don Wiley, unmute yourself, please.
Yes, we're all membership directors, and it's our job to find new members. Obviously, we want everybody in the club to be a salesman, but my experience is that there are a handful of people that generally do most of the work. Has anyone done any training or tried to identify those people and provide specific training for them, the people that are really passionate about bringing in new members?
I will let one of the governor line answer that question. There's all kinds of different leadership programs that the district gives. So Rudy, do you have an answer?
Dan has one.
Dan
has one. Dan, Don, and Barry, or Barry and Dan and Don originally were going to organize and create what we were going to call a Vibrant Club workshop, which was addressing membership foundation and branding. Because of COVID, that didn't take place, and we weren't able to hold the event. It is our hope that if things open up and we're clear to go, that we will be able to do it in the 21-22 year and moving forward. It's something that the governor line feels pretty strongly about, on committing to helping clubs grow, educating about foundation, and the utilizing of branding to bring that whole circle around. So look forward to that. And I can't give you a date because right now I can't give you too many dates, but we'll hopefully, if everything lines up under the stars and things begin to open, we'll be able to do things like that in the coming year.
And tag on that, what Dan says, Rotary Leadership Institute is continuing on, and coming up in May, part 3 will be online, and then we're looking forward to our classes next year from that. Barry, Governor Barry.
Hello, everybody. First, I want to thank Craig for what a nice presentation he did this evening. And for those of you who aren't aware, I mean, this is, there's a tremendous amount of work being done by the committee behind him. Rudy, I don't know all the members of the committee, but you guys are working hard. Thank you guys. And I did want you guys to know, this is Dan's Goodyear's event. He's the guy that's putting this on, and this is probably one of his first district events aside from pets. And kudos, Dan, for organizing such a great assembly. Thank you, Dan, again.
It's all a team effort. Believe me, there's some people behind the scenes here that are making this happen. I want to say something to Craig though, because Craig, I know this is going to sound a little cliche, but I really couldn't be more proud of you. I remember when you first took this job on, my friend, And to hear you make your presentations now and seeing how you've grown into this position, you're doing an amazing job. And I just want to say thank you for all you're doing. I do get those membership leads that you send to me, and I look at every single one of them. And I know the different areas that you're referring them to. And I know there's a lot of time and energy into that. So for that, my friend, I want to say thank you for everything that you're doing and the efforts that you're giving the district to try to help this district grow in its membership capacity.
Thanks, Dan.
So I really do
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic. He is. He's doing a fantastic job. And I remember when Dan and I sat and started talking about we need to find the membership guy. And when his name crossed our lips, it never changed. It never changed. We were solid behind him.
Yeah.
Thank you again. And as far as moving forward, my own club, yeah, I brought in a lot of my family members. I think between my friends and family, I've brought in 10 members since I joined in 2008, and we're making a difference. The family is out of the next 4 years of Rotary presidents, our club. 2 of my family members, including my wife, is going to be the president of our club.
Wow.
So yeah, so it makes a difference if you lead by example and they make you proud. So, and yes, Rialto Rotary does have presidents lined up for the next 4 years already. They are standing in line to get onto the train. So we're past those days of who we're going to get, and they've already done it once. Will they do it again? So just look within yourselves, and I think Shaker said yesterday, just bring a friend, and they'll make a difference. So thank you again, Craig. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Rudy.
That's good. We got jump over to Jim Smith, Steve Yeager, and then Carrie. Jim Smith.
Yes, I just wanted to simply say that we're in the sales business. And I want to commend Barry for choosing Craig. He's a salesman. He's an insurance business. I was a stockbroker for like 30 years. So it's just a matter of we've got a great product out there. We got a tremendous product, and let's raise the awareness level of Rotary in our community. It's all a package deal. We'll work together. Programs are a key, and every club has their own identity. But what you do, once you raise the awareness level, then you ask them, you give them the opportunity to come to a meeting, and then you give them the opportunity to join. It's a simple plan. We're in sales, and salesman is a good term. So let's go home with that thought in mind and sell Rotary for Dan as we've done for Barry this year. Thank you again for a great presentation, Craig.
You're welcome, Jim.
Steve Yeager, unmute yourself, please.
Craig, you make me miss my old club.
Come on back, dude.
You can come and visit. I just wanted to say for those clubs that are out there that have smaller members, I'm at the Paris Club, and we stumbled upon our local farmers market, and we went and we set up a booth out there and met a lot of people in the community from all over. We're in a bedroom community, so it's tough to get business people in. A lot of the small business owners, they can't come to the meeting during lunch, so it's nice to meet up with these people on the weekend. But what's nice is no one was selling coffee at this farmers market, so we were able to hook up, and we're going to have a coffee bar set up, and we're going to have our club material, and we're going to have an incredible way to engage the community and engage our Rotary with our community members. So maybe something you want to look into if you have farmer markets in your area. It's an excellent way to connect with the community.
Thanks, Steve. Carrie Allen.
Yes. Rotary has been in my husband and my life for 58 years. When I was going to be the district governor, 0304, my district foundation chair, TRF chair, was Joe Laguerre. And I said to Joe one day, Joe, well, how can I, a physical therapist, just a small clinic, get out there and inspire all these men and women, at that time, women was like 10%, to be part of the action? He said to me, Carrie, I've known you for a long time. Touch their hearts. So my speech always included Rotary serves from before you're born till after you're dead, which is very true. The programs in Rotary actually serves the babies before and mothers. And then we have many clubs have helped to bury babies and older people. So we do serve. All I had to do was touch their hearts. Because you see, I don't believe we're selling Rotary. I believe we're giving them the opportunity to serve the cause, and Rotary is their avenue. So here comes Peanut Butter Project out of nowhere, out of my club, a program, and next thing you know, we're Peanut Butter Project. So I really still feel all we have to do is give them, touch their hearts, that Rotary is the avenue for what their passion is all about. And I think that is, this year, my club is not very big anymore, but it's pretty big. It's 30, will be 38. But we didn't lose one member, and we are adding 3. But we need to give them that chance to touch their hearts.
And I think your perfect message there, Carrie. And that was President Ravi's theme was be a gift to the world. And when we invite somebody in to be a member in Rotary, we're giving them the gift of Rotary to do humanitarian service around the world that changes other lives and their own lives. And so that connection is very important. That's a gift.
Thank you, Craig, for a wonderful job.
Yeah. Good job, Craig.
Thank you.
I do want to think about this as you think about those clubs that meet in person across our district here, as well as our own E-Club of World Peace. Look at our membership, and does it represent the community you exist in? When Paul Harris started out, there was a doctor, lawyer, merchant chief, rich men, always said, probably not poor men, beggar man or thief, but somebody existed in every category of membership so that we could do service work across our whole city, our whole area, and make those connections. And so think about that, as well as age, gender, ethnicity. Do you represent your community? As if you were running a business, does your business look like your community? And for us in E-Club of World Peace, do we look like the world we exist in? And so we still have challenges to do to make sure that that happens in each of our Rotary clubs, because we are the world of Rotary. And I believe we might be a little short on membership, but we're the largest, best humanitarian organization in the world. And we found out last night from Shaker, we've been nominated by several people this year for the Nobel Peace Prize. And we are a great humanitarian organization, next to none. And so they ought to be lining up the door to come join us. Open your doors. Craig?
Thanks for having me. You know, I enjoy being a Rotarian. I really love this stuff. So I'm happy that I'm able to help as much as I can. So thank you.
Good job, Craig. Dan, any last words?
I just want to thank everybody for attending and taking a little time out of your evening to learn about membership. I think Craig did a fabulous job. I think we can all attest to that. Membership is what makes us who we are. Without members, we don't have Rotary. So it is a very important aspect to it. And you know, as mentioned here, with the more hands we have, the more service we can do, and better we can make places be. So I encourage you to get involved, start early, and let's get this thing rolling before July 1, because we still got a few months left in Governor Barry's year to make a difference and an impact on membership. So we can't give up now. Let's make it happen, and every day is a journey. So any day you can bring a guest, or any day you can bring somebody in to join Rotary is a good day. And that's all I got. I appreciate everybody being here and all that you do for Rotary and your communities and around the world.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
everybody.
I'll see you. Have a good night now.
Good night.
Rudy,
Thank you.
Rudy, I need to stay on here with Barry, so just a
Okay.
reminder.
Thank you.